Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss, for this Friday, March 27th, 2020. I do want to invite all of you to join me next Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, for a monthly market outlook. You're really going to want to be a part of this one. We're going to talk a lot of stocks here for the longer term recovery. We're going to look to see which stocks might best pose a quicker bounce whenever a recovery does begin to occur, which stocks might be good for a defensive posture. We're going to be looking higher time frame, longer term charts as well. We're also going to cover the futures markets and talk more near term outlook for the month of April as well. So you're definitely going to want to join me next Wednesday, April 1st at 4 o'clock p.m. Central. We're going to do it right here at the pivotboss.ecofin.co trading room there. You just go to pivotboss.ecofin.co, and if you don't have an account, you can sign up for free. We will be hosting that monthly market outlook in the PivotBoss community room. So please join me next April 1st. All right, let's take a look now at the market here. If you look at the daily time frame of the ES, you'll notice right here that we have had a very good low here. The first low here that we saw, pretty strong low on Monday. That was the low for the day. It was the low for so far for the week, and we mentioned that that could be the case. It was not the strongest low we've seen, but it was strong enough to suggest that we could see strength the rest of the time. So that was our pre-market video for Monday. If you missed it, you can go back and check it out and see what I mentioned that day. But I did mention there that it looks strong enough to be the low for the day for an intraday bounce, and it also looks strong enough that it could be a 1 to 5 day bounce throughout the week. That bounce, though, is it going to be met with selling pressure? And you can see already we have a failed high that's developing right now, where price pushed beyond the previous session's high and is pulled back. And typically that is what happens after you have a trend day up, like we saw the previous session. That was a trend day up, and now price has pulled back toward the midpoint of the previous session's range. That is a fade after trend day set up there, and if you look at the midpoint, it's 25.14, pretty close to it here, and getting a pretty solid bounce right now off the 25.24s. But overall, if price continues to hold above that midpoint, this could actually be a short-term buying opportunity for a continuation higher, perhaps toward 27.40 or maybe even higher. So that could be in play. Now, if there's a failure to hold the 25.14 midpoint, that's when there's a potential to go down there and retest the previous session's low price. So there could be a move that takes us back toward the 23.80s. So right now, again, seeing a bit of a bounce off the midpoint here. Holding above that midpoint for the day would suggest more short-term strength and trading range action within the high and the low of the day. Failure to hold that midpoint opens up quite a bit of weakness ahead. All right, let's take a look now at the NQ. You'll notice here with the NQ we've had a pullback as well, not quite to the midpoint but very close to it there, the previous session, that midpoint right there. Again, another failed high opportunity here where price led to a fade after trend day. That is typical in many cases. If this is going to continue higher, it's this zone right here where bulls would come in and defend and trigger a bounce. If that were to be the case here, we could be looking at a return back up toward the 82.50 zone. That's about where we broke down before. Again, that could be the next zone up if we were to continue higher over the next several days. Now, a failure to hold the midpoint here, say we bounce and fail at that zone, that could open up a return back to the previous session's low. Previous session's low right now, 73.10. So again, we'll see if this can continue to hold, or does it lead to a failure through that midpoint. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Now, crude oil has been compressing tremendously over the last several days. You can see here, just on a 4-day range basis, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, we're compressed here. We have already been compressed for the prior 4-day range period. If we do get a breakout from this 4-day range, we should see about 10 handles of range upon a breakout. Breaking down through 22s would open up a move as low as 12s. And from this key range here that we have drawn up from 20 half low to the 28 half high, that would also forecast a target of about 12 half. So this would be pretty significant here if we were to break down through 22s. It's been compressing over the last several days, and very much like the last time here, once we break down, we mentioned last time, if we break through 30, that could open up quite a bit of weakness. Now if we break through 22s here, that could open up quite a bit of weakness ahead, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's take a look here at the gold chart. Now gold has pulled back a bit from the overnight highs. It's an inside day right now and is trading within the range that we talked about before, 1700 down to 1450. That's the new range for gold. We could continue to see trading range action like this. We are in an uptrending market overall for gold. It's done quite a bit of uptrending movement here lately, and now of course this could be just a stepping stone to a move to 1800 to 1820. So again, if we were to see a push through 1700, that would suggest much more strength ahead. But until that happens, we may be stuck in the mud here and trading within this range for a while, which isn't a bad deal given the size of the range. Alright, that is it for now. Please be sure to join me next Wednesday, April 1st in the PivotBoss trading room at 4 p.m. Central for the April monthly market outlook. Again, have a fantastic Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the trading room. Take care.